said one very important thing when they wrote, which is one of the reasons we celebrate. They were about the words.
Thank you so much. Anything else now?
They wrote great stories, but they appreciated language and the words more than some of our people today may not be that way oriented. We're very visual today. So those who came to see visual today will see visual, but not exactly big sets or costumes. You're going to hopefully be able to visualize by hearing words. And we celebrate that, the poetry of both those writers. It's not exactly their birthday, but we're cheating a little bit and calling it a birthday celebration. It's Tennessee's 104th birthday on March 26th. Well, we're a week or so off. I'm not sure how many years Chekhov would have been, but it was in late February, I believe. So we've been putting this together in our studio over the last months. As we always do, by falling on our ass every week, trying different things out. And as always, what we present to you, we celebrate in process. It always is in the middle. And we, myself, along with, and many thanks to Eddie Liu, my associate, and Vincent Scott, my associate director, and Major Purdy, who couldn't be here. We've, and all the actors who are in the studio, we have been throwing a lot of stuff up there and enjoying watching each other's growth and work, and we hope you will too. I'm going to start by introducing Miss Olga. Every Chekhov performance, as far as I'm concerned, needs live music. So we have not only live music, but a beautiful lady to play. And she's going to do it in a southern accent, she promises, so that'll take in TennesseeWilliams as well. We'll start with, get my bag from out there, my red bag. And,
right here, Roger.
Okay, thank you. I'm going to give you just an idea of what you are going to be watching. You're going to see excerpts from the following: The Lady of Larkspur Lotion by TennesseeWilliams. You're going to see The Bear by Chekhov. You're going to see Cat on the Hot Tin Roof. You're going to see Three Sisters. These are all back and forth, Chekhov and TennesseeWilliams. Glass Menagerie, The Proposal, The Marriage Proposal. The Milk Train Doesn't Stop Here Anymore. Uncle Vanya. Night of the Iguana. The Rose Tattoo. Hello from Bertha. A Streetcar Named Desire. And probably a few surprises that I don't even know about. So that's what we're going to try to do for you today. This is we'll get you out in time for a second night of Passover and Easter, I promise. You're very good to come, by the way, on the day of this holiday. So we'll try to make it celebratory. Let's start with The Lady of Larkspur Lotion with Miss Laura Lee Eccavelli and Miss Mary Gonzalez. I should say, as we're setting up, and Olga's going to give us a little mood music here, that this is one of Tennessee's earliest plays. You can see signs of characters that later developed into many of the characters in his fuller works. This is just a little one act. It's been in our Simon Studio repertory for some time. We opened a theater called very fond, actually. We did a benefit for 9/11 back in 2001 with a production, a full production that I did with Laura Lee back then, and some of us remember Blueberry way back when. And since then, it's been in the rep in various forms, and Laura Lee's been directing a company called the Blue Horse Rep. She's the artistic director, and I've done a number of Williams plays with Laura Lee and that company, one of which we're going to do on Wednesday, called The Strangest Kind of Romance, which, as far as we know, Tennessee wrote that it's never been produced. That'll be for Wednesday. So, Maestro?
Door, please.
Me.
Oh, Mrs. Wyatt, come on in. I was just gonna drop in your room and speak to you about something.
Yeah, what about?
Mrs. Wyatt, I just consider these cockroaches to be the most desirable kinds of roommates.
Cockroaches, huh?
Oh, yes, precisely. Now, I have had very little experience with cockroaches in my life. But the few that I have seen have been of the pedestrian kind. The kind that walk. These, Mrs. Wyatt, they appear to be flying cockroaches. I was shocked. It literally stung. Just took off the floor, started to whiz through the air, around and around in a circle, just barely missing my face by a couple of inches. Now, Mrs. Wyatt, I sat down on the edge of my bed. I was just so shocked and disgusted. Imagine flying cockroaches, something I never dreamed of being in existence, just whizzing through the air in front of my face. Now, Mrs. Wyatt, I want you to know.
Flying cockroaches are nothing to be surprised at. They have them all over, even uptown they have them. But that what I ain't here to come
Well,
talk to you
that
about.
may be true, Mrs. Wyatt. But you may as well know that I have a horror of cockroaches. Even if I don't think she's pedestrian kind. False type of flies. If I am to stay on here, these flying roaches have got to be gotten rid of at
Now,
once.
how am I supposed to stop them flying cockroaches coming through the windows? What?
Well, I don't know how, Mrs. Wyatt, but there certainly must be some sort of method. Well, all I know is that we have to wake up in the middle of the night and find one on my bed, or just have a convulsion. I swear to goodness I would simply die of convulsion. What do you mean?
There ain't an old house in the corner that don't have roaches.
Well, not in such enormous quantities, do I tell you? This place is actually crawling with them.
Well, it ain't as bad as all that. And by the way, you ain't get paid me the rest of this week's rent. I don't want to get you off the subject of roaches, but nevertheless, I want to collect my money.
Well, I will pay you the rest of the rent when you exterminate these roaches.
You'll have to pay me the rest of the rent right away, or you get out.
Well, I intend to get out, unless, of course, these roaches get out.
Then get out, or quit talking about it.
Well, you mean you insist on having roaches? I'm afraid I can't get out right now.
Then what do you mean about the roaches?
I meant what I said about roaches. They are not, in my opinion, most desirable kinds of roommates.
Okay, don't ruin it. Pack your stuff and move where they don't have roaches.
Oh, what do you mean you insist on having roaches?
No, I mean I insist on having the rent you owe me.
Well, I'm afraid at the moment that is out of the question.
Out of the question, is it?
Yes, and I'll tell you why. According to payments I received from the man who is taking care of my rubber plantation have not been forwarded yet. I've been expecting him to come in for several weeks now, but in the letter that I received this morning, there seems to be a little misunderstanding about last year's taxes, and you know how that can be.
Oh, stop it now. I heard enough of this goddamn rubber plantation. The Brazilian rubber plantation. You think I've been in this business 17 years without learning nothing about your kind of...
And what is the implication of that remark?
I suppose the man you have here and I come to discuss the Brazilian rubber plantation.
Oh, you must be crazy to say such a thing as that.
I hear what I hear and I know what's going on.
I know you spy. I know you listen at doors.
I never spy and I never listen at doors. The first thing a landlady learned in the French Quarter is not to see and not to hear, but only to collect the money. As long as that come in, I'm okay. I'm blind, I'm deaf, and I'm dumb. But as soon as that stops, I recover my hearing, also my sight, and also the use of my voice if necessary. I go to the phone and I call up the chief of police, who happens to be in your system. I heard last night that argument over money.
What argument? What money?
He shouted so loud I had to shut the front window to keep the noise flying out to the streets. I heard no mention of a Brazilian rubber plantation, but plenty of other things were plainly referred to in that little midnight conversation we had. Larkspur lotion, take the polish off your nails. Am I in my infancy? That's on par with a rubber plantation.
Stop!
Oh, it's you.
Stop persecuting that woman.
The second Mr. Shakespeare enters the scene.
I heard your demon howling in my sleep.
Sleep? I think what you mean is your drunken stupor.
Arrest, because you're my eldest. Have I no right to rest?
Illness, alcoholic, don't try to pull the wool over my eyes. I'm glad you come in. Now I repeat for your benefit what I said to this woman. I'm done with deadbeats. Now is that plain to you, huh? Completely fed up with all your quarter rats, half-breeds, drunkards, degenerates who try to get by on promises, lies, and delusions.
Please stop your shrieking. It is not necessary.
You, with your Brazilian rubber plantation, that coat of arms on the wall that you got, from that wall that you got from the junk shop, the woman who said it told me, one of the Habsburgs, yes, a title lady, the Lady of Larkspur Lotion, that's your title. So, stop badgering this unfortunate little woman. And is there no mercy left in the world? What?
what has become of compassion and understanding? Where have they all gone to? Where's God? Where's Christ? What if there is no Brazilian rubber plantation?
There is, I tell you.
What if there is no king in her life, Mrs. Wire? There ought to be rubber kings in her life. Is she to blame because it's necessary for her to compensate for the cruel deficiencies of reality by exercise of a little, what shall I say, God-given imagination?
No, it is not imagination.
Mm-hmm.
I'll ask you to stop spitting me in the face with those high-flown speeches. You on your 780-page manuscript. Right on par with the Lady Larkspur notion, as far as the use of imagination is concerned.
Oh, well, no. What if I am? I mean, suppose there is no 780-page manuscript in existence. Supposing there is in existence no manuscript whatsoever. What of that, Mrs. Wire? But only a very few vain scribblings in my old trunk bottle. Suppose I wanted to be a great artist, but I lacked the force and the power. Suppose my book fell short of the final chapter and even my verses languished uncompleted. Suppose the curtain of my exalted fancy rose on magnificent dramas, but the house lights darkened before the final curtain fell. Suppose all these unfortunate things are true, and suppose that I, stumbling from bar to bar, from drink to drink, till I sprawled at last on the lice-infested mattress of this brothel. Suppose that I, to make this nightmare bearable for as long as I must continue to be the helpless protagonist of it, suppose that I ornament, illuminate, glorify it with dreams and fictions and fancies such as the existence of a 780-page manuscript, impending Broadway productions, marvelous volumes of verse in the books of publishers, waiting only for our signature to release them. Suppose that I live in the world of painful fiction. What satisfaction can it give you, good woman, to tear it to pieces, to crush it, call it a lie? I'll tell you this. You now listen to me. There are no lies, but the lies that are stuffed in the mouths by the hard-knuckled hand of me. The cold iron fist of necessity, Mrs. Wire. So I am a liar. Yes, but your world is built on a lie. Your world is a hideous fabrication of lies, lies, lies. Now I'm tired. I've said my say. I have no money to give you, so get away. And leave this woman in peace. Leave her alone. Go on, get out. Go on, get out!
Tomorrow morning, out you go, both of you. Both together. 780-page manuscript in the Brazilian rubber plantation. Baloney!
Roaches, they're everywhere. The walls, ceiling, floors. This place is crawling with them.
I know. I suppose there weren't any roaches on the Brazilian rubber plantation.
they commanded a very lovely view.
Indescribably lovely.
How far was it from the Mediterranean?
Mediterranean. Only a mile or two.
On a very clear morning, I dare say it was possible to distinguish the whole white chalk cliffs of Dover across the channel.
Yes, I'm very clear whether it was. Thank you, Mr.